the history, oba nabantu who are in TV, oba bustumo, ngababi. If you look behind the scenes, the time kushutwa okwa Kalanyonini, who was behind the scenes? Guys from Durban. But because of, at some point, industry, yala eThekwini, ivele yanyamalala, ijob popped up. Yaba yone control filmmaking. Cape Town popped up. And then Durban, they forgot about it. But I Durban I. But if you check the weather location, yonkinto yala right. But at some point, through to politics, yahambi filmmaking ya jobek. Imagine if filmmaking was still a popular thing from 1950, 1960, 1970 at Durban. Bengeke niswele umsebenzi manje angithi. You will never uhamba ufuna umsebenzi sesinama production now for kuphela. At Joburg there's like 200 to 300 productions shooting every day. Do you understand the difference between 300 projects, reality, adverts, soapies? Joburg yenza yonke into in one day. eThekwini shootani uzalo one day. Sishuta imbewu one day. Shuta iDurban Jan one day. Umkhokha ke usathatha. So it means now it's your responsibility. The next production and the next production kumele ube wena ozoyenza. Because guys, you can't compare yourselves as Durban and say you have an industry. If each Joburg does 200 projects a day and Tina sends a 4 only, does it make sense? You don't have industry, in other words. Ayiko. So it means we need to revive it. Since the show would, in the next 10 years, this is the plan of filmmaking at Durban. We want to have 100 production running every time. Ankulumige ngama international Africa shoot, take the money, go back to USA, take the money, go to Europe. Ankulumi ngalokho because you will see kuya shoot uzibuzut why go shoot at Durban. But the companies akuzona zala. Some companies abafika bashoot la at Durban akubona bala abanye abaseGoli abanye abase-Cape Town. Then you ask yourself a question ukuthi why singanawo ama production amaningi la at Durban? Then the problem is like thina. It means we don't own the business. All of us ifuna uku-actor. And my question is, mawufuna uku-actor, unabantu about close to 53 million, 54 million in South Africa. Mhlambi kule 53, 54 million, 20 million or 30 million yabantu bafuna uku-actor. When are you that one person in 30 million yabantu bafuna uku-actor? What makes you unique? Yini ezokwenza ukuthi wena uthole umsebenzi? Because you're competing against abantu about 30 million. You own a production, and there's only one of you who owns a production, and the other guys are owning 50% to 60% of the film industry in South Africa. What makes you unique as a company? Yini ezokwenza ukuthi bafike bakunika imali because you're competing against abantu kade bekhona ku-industry. Wena umusha ngithi. You are new, competing abantu kade bela 20 years, 30 years ku-industry. And you're telling yourself ukuthi uzosurvive. Usurvive kanjani? Because these guys abaphezulu, they're always going to chow imali amongst themselves. How do you get in now uyodla? Because uzoba filmmaker for 100 years, engana next, engana mali. Because you don't invest in making sure that you're going to succeed as a company or as an actor. Okay, so I'm just going to jump on J. You need to go to Google, do your research, and check ukuthi filmmaking eKwaZulu Natal iqale nini. So these are just the things engiyichuzile mina. So television in South Africa was introduced in 1976 and was relatively late in introducing television broadcasting to its population. So by the time TV figure in South Africa or Durban, already America, they have 100 years of television. Imagine we don't have no network, TV, but America, Europe, they have television. So it means the means of communication because television la. Then it came in later. And the reason it came, so I want you to understand this. The reason television came to South Africa, these guys, Afrikaner during apartheid, they saw in America how they sell the agenda to control black Americans. So they said, okay, we need to start the television nati to control these Africans. Do you understand the basis of the television? It was not about entertainment. Because in King Ayetu, we watch TV and say, entertainment. Guys, you are being brainwashed every day. Imapa programs today, not even 50 years back, imapa program that you watch today and say, hey, I'm inspired. Especially much I love US. What inspires you ngokubuka iMacho Live the whole day? What do you get as a filmmaker? What do you get as an actor? What do you get as a producer? And I always fight nama actors or these guys all like Kiguma workshops. I tell them, guys, as an actor, don't just look at the six-pack mabuki TV. I say I'm ubani ngoba une six-pack enhla. But you are an actor. What does six-pack does to your craft as an actor? No, mastermind is umuhle, siyamthanda. But what about the acting yakhe? Is he helping you to become a better actor? Or when I was just uthanda indlela robha ngayo imoto nan, to me it doesn't make sense as an artist, as a creative. So you need to criticize lezi zinto so that you as a filmmaker, as a writer, as a director, you are able to say, Yazini, I'm not going to fall into this agenda of brainwashing abantu abamnyama. But you know what, when you say you don't want to get brainwashed, no one watches your movies. But hey, yabora, lo muntu uyabora, uhleze serious. Thina sifuna comedy. Thina sifuna umjolo, sifuna kurojwa imoto, sifuna ibhamu. But the agenda is not ukuthi manje kumele singazazi. So you need to know, if you're going to be positive, you're going to be alone, guys. I'm alone because I decided to make a decision that I'm not going to do any black stories. I'm a Tombazana actually weave on my movies. I'm a Tombazana who actually make up. I'm not going to do that because we have plenty. And these young girls, Abakulayo, they think, okay, for me to be comfortable, confident, I need to have weave, I need to have makeup. So they start seeing less in no 10, 8 with television, and they think, maybe that's beauty. Manje unengane yakho emnyama lana on a low self-esteem because akambona abanye ingane ezimnyama ku TV. Uhleze ubona ama slay queen kuphela. And she thinks ukuthi that's the beauty. Akhohle ukuthi to be an African you need to be as black as a coffee. So we need to be aware of lezi zinto. That's why I had to go back and do research ukuthi when did television start at Durban? So that when I talk to you guys, I'm not talking about izinto ezenze currently, izinto ezenzeke back 50 years ago. The reason we can't fight whatever yenzekalayo la in South Africa is because of we think it's all about entertainment. And I was asking Umenga on one of his workshops, because I do attend, because I always support people that are doing isn't easy right. So in this workshop, and then I asked a question. I was like, Menga, do you notice Uguti, back in the days in America, when we used to watch, I'm sure abanye benu bayawazi uRambo. Samazi uRambo. uRambo wayebulala ngithi bulala yonke into. One man. Afike lapha shaye konke, and we thought as young as we are besijabula sithi uRambo bulala abantu. Do you know ukuthi young men in America from 15 to 18 to 20 babengafuna ukungena army because they didn't want to die. They didn't understand why are we fighting other countries. But the moment uRambo edlala ku TV, do you know the next day ukuthi abantu bangena ku army babengaphi? A large number of young men went to army because of they saw what uRambo did and they think, okay, we need to protect America. They never thought ukuthi we've been brainwashed to think America is not safe, to think someone is going to attack America. So do you realize ukuthi how powerful is the agenda? Because I'm just giving you an example of Rambo because of that's where America feels. Because when you go to America and the army, that's where it's safe corner. Because in the country, security. And if you don't have a security in the country, you are done. Because who's going to protect us if the enemy comes? So America was very intelligent. So who knows about the FBI la? Sonke siyazi the FBI. Ngicela izandla phezulu. Sonke siyazi the FBI ngithi. Uyazi la FBI because you've never been to America. Uyazi ku TV. Oh, okay. So FBI, if we are as FBI my figure la sonke singabaleka sishonele yakithi. Because we believe ukuthi FBI is the most powerful. Ne? Angithi. We believe ukuthi high FBI from TV ifike iqhumisa nje. But if uzofaka iSAPS uyibeke la, hayi sonke sobahleka. So do you see the difference ukuthi abethu we don't believe in them. But because of TV is khombisile ukuthi FBI is the strongest. Sicabanga ukuthi that's the real life. It's not. So do you get where I'm going? Do you get where I'm going? Mina ngizokhuluma iqiniso guys, I don't have time to lie. And I'm going to put it as it is. Ngicela sidlule to another slide. Okay, how to start a company production, guys. This is how I started, Mina. These are the steps. This is how I started to open my own company. I didn't have money. I didn't have money to go to university. I didn't have money to go to after. I didn't have money to start anywhere. But I had this passion of I want to be a filmmaker. So I had to do my research. So this is the first thing I answer. I went to a library every day. Do you know what books I was reading? I was not reading romance. I was not reading about love. I was reading the television and film industry. I needed to know what yini director. I needed to know yini producer. I needed to know what production yini, pre-production, development, distribution. I needed to know lezinto. I have books lapha endlini engizigcinile for over 20 years since ngisamncane. Zonke zilapha endlini, it's my history. So that my kids, mabakhula ngithi, you know, I used to read like crazy. I made up my own notes. Maybe those notes I can write a book and go back and read them. Because I had to. Ngithenga uThukwaya, bhala gcwale, ngithenga omunye uThukwaya because I wanted to know ukuthi like angangangeni kwi-industry. But already I told myself ukuthi I'm going to start ngiyenze because my passion and my goal, I know what I want. La ngikhule khona eGrahamstown, you don't even have a celebrity. It's a small town, incane nje. So who are you going to look up to? Because alikho celebrity elihlala la around. Uzothi uyakubani when you need information. Kanti kungcono eJoburg, you know eGoli ungahlala la just 3 houses away. Kunama celebrity, kunosomizi uhlala la. Kunobani uhlala la. So you always have information around you elokishini. La eThekwini guys, ubani ohlala eduze ne celebrity. Maybe it's your neighbor or maybe same street. La baba shutha kuzalo kwimbewu uTabenjeni. Who stays around your area? Ubani ohlala ngakwena? Ulinda Nqumalo udlala yiphi program? House of Sweet. Oh, it's a new production angithi. No, mina ngisho from dala usakhula. Family Bonds. Yo, that guy, I cried when he died. Because that guy, he was going to own it Durban. I don't know why God took him. That guy was going to own a production at Durban because he's the first to start a production. And the story saseThekwini through comedy. Do you know that? Remember ukuthi waqala ngama kids efundisa education and. So I used to follow his work. I was like, hey, this guy une history that ecishe ifane neyami. So when he died, I was like, we lost a legend because he was going to provide a lot of work and employment la. But unfortunately, uNkulunkulu wamthatha. So into ebalekile guys, read, do your research. And when you do your research, guys, it's not only about reading about producer, director. Read about channels. SABC yini? Yini SABC? Because you've been watching SABC since it's CCTV, but SABC, like you've been watching it, but you don't know SABC yenzani. Can somebody tell me what SABC yenzani? Like how ufuna ngitshela ukuthi SABC yenzani? Awazi. Uyabuka nje. So you need to know e-TV yenzani. You need to know DSTV yenzani. Do your research ngala companies so that when you apply, you know why you apply. Because abanye benu will say, I have a story, uhambu ye SABC, bakuhlalise phansi, bathi sicela upitch. Pitch manje, sifuna ukwazi ukuthi uzothini. Lolo, next. Because you don't know what treatment yini. You don't know what logline yini. You don't know what premise. You don't know how to draft a proposal. You don't even know what budget. The template engifakale budget, some of you don't even know. Umuntu se incwadi uyabhala lapha athi ngenza ibudget. Ngithi ngicela ungikhombisa ibudget yakho ubhala ngepen. Ngithi there are many softwares guys. You have your phone, you have your laptop. Why don't you go to Google usearch ukuthi how to draft a budget? Because it's easy. I learned ngaleyo ndlela nami to become a producer. So I attended also a workshop. I went to workshops, even 10 rand wokugcina or 20 rand wokugcina, I'll go and pay workshop because I needed the information. And kuna le attitude that now whenever we do workshop, umuntu athi hayi uluzuko awuzokhuluma into eyodwa. And I'm like ama workshop I don't say the same thing through because omunye wenu uzofika last time, I figure this time, what's the point? So I need to change the content your workshop yami every day. So abantu will say, I know mini acting yini, why should I go? And I'm like, you learn every day, guys. Nami ngisafunda even though I've been working in the industry for isikhathi eside because I dedicate myself kukufunda every day because you get information every day. So study at film school. I'm sure akhona ama students la who are studying after DUT. Ngicela izandla. Ufunda phi but? Kephi? At DUT. Wenza ini lapha? Video technical. I want to tell you a secret, my students, which is what because I studied it, creative arts. You know what I did while I was studying a creative arts? Because I already knew what I was doing, but I needed a certificate. Because sometimes I apply a good low, ufundile lo. But I already knew, bengina information. So I went to creative arts just to get the paper. But I knew the industry already. So I got a job, ngisaqala ukufunda creative. So I got a job at DMP. And amanye my students were laughing better. Lo uyasebenza, why? Because I was like, I need to balance, get to school, work in the industry. When I study diploma yami, by the time I'm done with the diploma, already I have connections with industry. That was the strategy. So I used to go see a shooter, and attend and palama exam, but at the same time, there's a schedule because there's a production shooter. So you need to do that as a student. Stop this thing out, I need to read, guys, 3 years. Film is not really about sitting down and reading. Film is about doing it every day. But if you don't do it, you forget. If film is about shooting, 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 every time you shoot, you get better. But every time you read, you need to the theory, but the practical, dololo. And most of you after DUT, and I'm not dissing you guys, I'm a puta. When you come to productions, most of you come there, you think you know. Hey, lama students, they were not even gonna last 2 weeks. 2 weeks down the line, you see a complainer. But first day, you needed to humble yourself. Ngobuye after doesn't mean you know it. Uzothola kwimbewu kunomuntu who's worked 15, 20 years akaza esikolweni. But he's good as a DOP. He's good as an actor. And South Africa, unfortunately, industry inabantu abaningi abangafundile, but they are very good with talent yabo. So if you're gonna go and post and say mina ngifundile ngifunde after, no man. And I'm not dissing anyone. I'm just making an example. It doesn't go like that. Because when I hire you, I need to check out wenzeni. Because the certificate is corner, yes, you got your diploma, your doctorate, but wenzeni, dololo agazu shoot next. But when a certificate, ACT wenze integanje. So I want to hire you, I don't want to lie, with your education. Because I need an experience. Someone who's done it for 2 weeks, someone who's done it for 3 months. So you need to go again, diploma yako, get the experience and then come back. I'm not saying like 1 year experience too, because I'm also an independent production in Amngakula. Go and do a two-week shoot, come back, then I'll teach you moving forward. Because I know uzofika la uzamungitshela because unama paper abizayo anesilungu. Then you think you know. And then I'm going to have a problem because awufuna ulalele. So I always take the ones who never had the opportunity to go to school because I know how it feels. Because I went to school later. After matric, ngahlala 3 years, ngifuna isikole, I never found it until 5 years or 6 years later, ngathola isikole. So I know how it is ukuphuma elokishini and not have money to study. So I'm always looking for those kind of individuals who are very disadvantaged. Abanganayo chance. I always give them that platform. So budgeting, find a job and save every month. Guys, uba none account la, dedicated acting yako that le mali engiyibekayo is for workshops, le mali engiyibekayo is for trainings, le mali engiyibekayo is for school. Who's doing that? Uba none mali bank manje. Una mali input manje. Una mali 20 2 2000 ukaleni nokusave 5 months. Ngicela simshayele izandla guys, please. Who else osayivayo manje for i-career yakhe, either with producing, acting, writing, because you need to invest, guys. No one is going to come and save you. DFO is not going to come and save you. They can only give you foundation year training. Other than that, ayikho into abangayenza. So who else put unamalini wena kwibank yakho to save for production yakho? Oh, iyangena, shoot. Yes. Oh. Okay. Because you know what's so nice ngale idea yakho? You can buy a camera if bafuna ukushoot ubanike and then mhlawumbe ubatshela ukuthi udinga 200. Do you realize manje every time beboleka imali yakhe yabuya back? So that's another strategy. Buy the equipment and then borrow abantu abayidingayo. You don't need to thenga ama camera bizayo. But into ebalekile guys about what I'm saying, investment. Sis, how much do you have in your bank for acting? Attend my workshops and attending online course. Because online, guys, it's $1. Because I do attend online, Denzel Washington, Spike Lee, where they have a master class. Sometimes awukwazi ungena mahala, you need to subscribe and pay. So it means you need to have low 100 rand or 200 to attend the master class yaka Spike Lee. On internet, agcwele ama master classes, but you need to pay. So when unamalini for acting, because I know you're a good actor, awuna next. And on top of that, usafuna umsebenzi to invest. Okay? Yes, you have to. Because when I started mina ngathola umsebenzi ngasebenza Pick and Pay. I didn't wait. I said le mali engizoyenza lapha, let me put 200 a bag, save. When I'm shooting now 1,000 rand. We shoot thenga ukudla ushoot. Because abanye abantu they appreciate ukudla esetini kuphela. Especially if you don't have money. But you can't call abantu guys ungabadlisi. Come on. So it means you need to save that 2,000, 3,000. Also ubeke eceleni for ikru yakho. You can't wait for TFO to do that, guys. Please. Otherwise, uzolinda your whole life. Because TFO, unama professional. Guys, you don't understand ukuthi as a young filmmaker, u compete no putzugo when you apply. Do you know that? You compete, nama guys who've done television for over 20 years. When they apply, now apply, competition, no one is better. But kuna tier, no tier 1, tier 2, tier 2, tier 3. But at some point, you're gonna compete with them. So take yourself and say, Yazini, I'm not just a small production. I'm there. Because when we apply, it's a computer for the same cash. Do you understand the thing you show you? Save, save, save. Find a job, save for your career. And pay for our workshops. Write your script, guys. You need to write your own. If you're a script writer, write. If you're an actor, find someone, Lana, or your script writer. Umchela ukuthi mawushuthi project yakho ngicela uba khona. Angeke ngize ngifuni transport, ngidinga ukudla kuphela. You need to talk amongst yourself ukuthi who's shooting, ubani oshutayo manje or uplan ukushuta no budget. Ukhona? Yes sis. Ushuta kephi? Emlazi. Okay, suqalile ukushuta or usaplan? Usaplan. Unamalini? 0. Ngiyak-advise. Rather ucela uma wakho ne, umtshela uthi ma le grocer for this week, ngicela sithi phekele crew. And as far as don't even touch imali and as far as talk to your family. Batshela ukuthi guys, at least this month I know ukuthi ukudla kukho, but bengicela ngithengele u10 kg, ngithengele u5 wenyama, 5 piece because ngiyashoota for 2 days. So involve your family guys when you start a production. Don't go out with your focus. Go to your own family, to your own friends. Ubacela imali. I need to be fast. So borrow money from family and friends. That's another point. Buy or borrow cheap equipment to shoot. I get to chilupututi and we are saying about equipment. So you need to make sure you do that. Ask family, friends to be cast and crew. You know in Teptunguge, Mauzo shooter, utelama actors gutibe abangan bako, abanyang baktate serious. Action. How? Get in. Because you are friends. So as much as Gululu to tell my friends wakuta shoot, but sometimes banu would back telele on set. Because babonu muntu hai lo ngeka sitshele ubani lo muntu. But you need to be firm. Ubatshela guys, this is my movie, singabangani, but I need to shoot. If akafuna ukwenza into zakho, umkhiphe, thola omunye umuntu. Your friend izokukwatela inyanga yonke and sihambe niyophuza because manje ukwatela. Yes, it's fine because you understand the vision. Isikhathi sokudlala sikho. Because lento izokusiza when uthola imali ukuthi uyefocus KZN Film Commission, you are very disciplined ngemali. You are very disciplined nge-leadership because uyiqale kephi kuma project wakho. Because abanye bethu the reason umuntu athola i-million e-TFO umthole kusasa usehamba ngemoto ebizayo nge-BM. Uthola 1 million phela lo muntu ku-TFO but umbone ehamba nge-BM kusasa. Okay, guys, please balance me. EPM is 1.2 to 1.3 million, utoli 1 million. Does it make sense? Utoli 1 million, but uyothenga imoto engu 1.3. Doesn't make sense at all. Because you want to impress abangani. So whatever you have, save, because this is and then ask family friends to shoot in their houses. So I always do that. Bonine palapino muzo muhle, ngiyahamba ngiyocela ngithi kune movie ngishuthayo even eMlazi we did the same thing kwaMashu. I went to houses ngabacela. I've never stayed kwaMashu. But because of I've made contacts amongst you. Ngiye lucky uhlala kwistrategy kanje ngicela ungikhulumele nama neighbors sizohamba sibe ne meeting and mina ke once ngihlala meeting nomzali or ubani or boardroom ayilana ngikhona Ngizogoqa ngigoqa uzobona uvumile because I know ukuthi that's one talent engiyazi kahle ukuthi I understand the business yokunegotiator. Because abanye bethu can't even negotiate. Ufika lapha athi hayi ma baba sicela uzokushutha la. Why nizoshutha la? Asicabange wena baba uthi shuthe la, then obviously I'll motivate kahle. Ubaba uzothi hayi siyabonga. Ingathi aninasho le lento eniyifunayo. So whenever you go to these houses, ngoba awubakhokheli guys. Because remember there was a time where I was shooting Death of Spaza. The last day sishooter bacishe basixosha because of bebengasasifuni. Because kumnandi ukuvuma bathi come shoot. But mabebona ukuthi simove amasofa, simove ama-TV, abanye bayakwata bathi hey le film crew le into zethu asamanga kahle la. Ikhishi liyagcwala ngoba kuyadliwa, and then they start losing patience on you. They're like laba komele bahambe. Bangababona bengakasho ngathi yo sizoxoshwa la, we need to shoot fast. Because so uyabona manje ababehave ngendlela right because abasathandi anymore. So always be aware as a business person. Wherever you shoot, watch and always communicate nalo muntu okunika umuzi wakhe. Because they can actually banxoshe nje nithi niyaqeda imovie ihlala ingaqediwe. Okay, another thing, set a shoot date and commit to it. Abanye bethu kunini ba planner 10 years umuntu athi ngizoshoot. Nini? Hayi angakabi ready. Okay, all right. Information uyitholile uhambile waya ku workshop wazalana, but still hayi ngizoshoot. So when you say I'm going to shoot or I'm going to act, go to the audition, commit to it. If there's an audition at Joburg, awuna mali, commit and say I'm going to Joburg. I don't know imali ngizoyithola phi, but kune audition ebalekile, I'm going to go. You know, once you tell yourself Leonto, suddenly kunomuntu ozomcabanga azokusiza. Because you committed emqondweni. Because when I shoot mina, I'm like, I'm going to spend the 20 grand. I don't care. This is my investment. Because the last two movies, Death of Spaza, Umshato Wamanga, Umnyango, I spent almost 200,000, my own cash. And I'm only 100,000, but I know it's an investment for the next 10 years. I have a product now. Wherever I go, because Manje Death of Spaza, Umshato Wamanga is going to play SOT TV on the 17th. No one helped me. I had to find connections on my own. And I'm not only focusing, so I want all the, you know, the problem here too, once you spend a movie, usukabangi SABC, usukabangi Mnet, I said to myself, ngifuna ukala kulama TV stations amancane. Do you know ukuthi audience ikhona lapha? Even if about 50,000, for your movie to be watched, about 50,000 abahlala eThekwini because of kuno 1 KZN, do it. Yes, imali is gonna come slowly, but what I've learned about business, the first 5-10 years, I agree on the business, guys. Andile Khona will tell you. He's been running a company for more than 10 years. I'm sure imali akayibonanga the 5 years. Ibingekho, but ebe shooter every now and then. Imali uyenze later in his life. So stop this attitude ukuthi mawuthola imali already usuzibona uyimillionaire. It's a process. Process. Okay, another thing, be a leader, guys. Akwazi ufuna abantu shoota nabo kanti you can't even lead. Because you remember, guys, when you run a production, when uvuka kuqala ekseni, when umele ubakhuthaze labantu. Because abanye bakwazi ufika ekseni, omunye uxabane nogogo wakhe ebusuku, ufika kwiset yakho unenkinga zakhe. So you need to know ubakhuthaza kanjani labantu ukuthi bakhohle inkinga zabo and focus ku project yakho. So you need to be a good leader. Cela isikhathi, guys, ningikhumbuze. And then shoot with cheap cameras. Abanye benu ke they have iPhones. Ubani une iPhone la, cela isandla phezulu. Okay? Ubani omunye une iPhone? I'm sure guys ningabani mahloni, baningi abantu abana ama iPhone la. Do you know ukuthi you can shoot a quality movie nge iPhone yakho? Sorry. Do you know that? Ngicela guys, take your camera, find the light, uyipractice lento. Call 2 friends of yours, kwakho, ube nescene bedroom. Use your phone, uyifake, transfer ku laptop yakho and look at the quality. Quality is right. You don't need to Black Magic or 4K. Your phone is 4K, your nakala, especially iPhone. There was a girl from, I think from UK or America who won an Oscar. Why are you shooting a phone, guys? Oscar. Oscar is the main awards. I got my awards like Oscar iphezulu, but she managed to win the Oscar ngokushooting a phone. So stop these phones who say for Instagram only, Facebook only. You can shoot ngalento. Because already unayo camera, so you just need abantu abazokushoothela kuphela. So use whatever you have to your advantage. And also find an editor. Yeah, yabona ngastruggle ke kule point le ama editors are busy guys. Yo. I-movie yakhe ingahlala 10 years because i-editor imanithi hayi angikaqedi. Because uyasebenza uthola enye gig sasa. Angithi awumkhokhelanga wena. So uzojaha le gig andile azomkhokhela yona. How andile why you phone the editor ndoda le umuntu ngimcelile la ngiyamkhokhela phela mina wena umkhokheli okay sharp intwana yami nje awunginike nje ngiyamkhokhela. So now you need to understand ukuthi kumele ahambe lo muntu ayokwenza imali. They can't sit down and do a movie yakho for free. Okay, shoot more films until you get a break. Abanye benu bafuna ukushoot movie eyodwa and they expect ukuthi bazowina i-Oscar. Do you know uTsotsi, Kevin Hood, who shooted probably 4 or 5 films before he shot uTsotsi? Do you know ukuthi Kevin Hood, the first 3, 4, 5, 6 scenes was shooting in Maliak? NFVF, yafika, shoot setini, kade bafuna imali. Yafika, yabuga, they saw equality and they were like, we're going to give you money to carry on nale movie. Because waqala ukushutha nabangan bakhe, bamnike imali, waraise imali, and he was like, I'm going to shoot uTsotsi. And then funders came after, said because they saw equality. Because no one believed in Kevin Hood when he wrote, not even wrote, because we thought it's a book that he adapted. But no one, they were like, and guys, one thing you need to understand, funders have a right to doubt you. I don't look at it as a negative thing, because for me, for the last years, I've learned to be independent. And I say thank you to them ukuthi banganginiki imali ngisaqala because of bengizoyidla leyo mali guys. But now if they do fund me now, at least I know better. I can spend imali yethu for better because I've learned how to shoot movies independently. Because when you shoot on your own, low 10 rand ukumele uspende, you know how to spend 10 rand. By the time you get 100,000, you have an idea. Ubani oke wathola 1 million lana ekhaya through funding. Ngicela izandla. Akekho ne? Ubani wake wafundwa wathola 250,000. Akekho. Wathola malini 250. Okay, uboyithola kephi? We National Arts Council. Oh, you know I struggled with National Arts Council. Was it film? Yeah, because what I know about NAC, I've been trying to apply for a film, but they are filled here to by fund. I don't know why. Because they can fund theater, they can find everything else, but I fund the film, and I find it funny. I don't know why being I fund it in. Okay, another slide, guys. It's cut some yes. Okay, how to create branding as an actor, as a production. Remember when you shoot, guys, eat Death of Spaza. Tandy, where you are? Okay. Come quickly, because that's branding. This is branding, guys, for my company. Wherever I go, umuntu will remember there's a production about Lago. So you always need to do this. But I said, you know what? Branding, I understand. So let me start branding a company and brand my movies. So Utandi, my partner, she's wearing a shirt lapesi brandile Death of Spaza. I want people to see Leah shirt bakumbuluguti. Oh, uluzukune movie about Death of Spaza. That's branding, that's marketing. Andile lapa una ma t-shirt wake ikruya shirt. That's part of branding. So mokoge something epalwi kamalento. You need to know what you marketing. You know the clothes oskogile manje. If there's a branding epaliwe, you are selling that brand without knowing. Do you know that? Because omunye umuntu uzoyibona kuwe and then ahamba yoyithenga because of when not decide ukuthi wenze branding. So you need to be careful when it comes kugqoka izinto because you are marketing umuntu ongamazi. You are wearing Nike thinking ukuthi I'm in style. You don't realize ukuthi you are selling Nike ebantwini unconsciously. Do you realize that? If you go into TFO and go anywhere else, everyone who sees me, they get to know ukuthi there's something actually TFO, but TFO doesn't pay me. I'm doing it for free. It's the same thing in Facebook. When you post ithombe zakho Instagram, do you know that you are marketing with Facebook, Instagram for free? But because of when you're like, hey, interest, I mean, I only, if you go to my page, Facebook, you find umsebenzi kuphela. I don't have time to shoot nokudla. I used to do it ngayeka because it's not going to do any good to shoot a page. So I always shoot ithombe zami ezikhona. It's either a poster, it's either into ezokwenzeka. I was like, I understand the Facebook uhamba kanjani. Let me post izinto ezihlangene nekhampani. But into efani nge-Instagram or Facebook, if you post lapho ugqoke iphenti, how many likes you gonna get? Over 1 million. Umuntu ajabula athi, yo, I've got fans on Instagram. And I'm like, but mawufake isithombe sebusiness lapho bangaka bazokufollowa. 5 or 1. Because manje usupostani into ehlangene nomsebenzi. But once ungene lapho uveze 6 pack, hayi indoda ijabula yodwa ukuthi hayi I have my followers. But for what? For 6 pack. So you always need to be aware of your social media because it's a platform to showcase branding yakho, ne? And then big shows will market their shows using a actor's face. And you thing I understand is my actors, guys. When you work kulama production amakhulu, you are a brand. That is why e-TV azothi still actel kanje kumbewu lizo lihambe Eastern Cape, lihambe PE, lihambe Joburg. When awubona ukuthi umarket e-TV because you are a face of e-TV. Abanye teruni view abakho away, abakhokhelwa. They go there for free. But you are a face because of without you, abantu won't recognize e-TV. So when you act, guys, always treat yourself as a brand. Don't just say, I'm an actor. That is why actors bashona be poor, bengenamali. Because they never actually understood ukuthi when we see you on TV every day, you need to make money, make gigs every day. Sorry. Go to gigs every day because of once ungasafiki ke lapho usuxoshiwe ke kuzalo abantu bazokhohlwa, guys. 5 years down the line ukuthi hayi man no bhuti akuyena lo waye actor kuzalo and no one cares because you're no longer on TV. So use that to your advantage. Use that to your advantage. Make money as much as you can usalapho kuleyo company as an actor because you are a branding. So always treat yourself as a brand, guys. All big brands are attracted to you and will offer you millions to promote their products if you shoot quality projects and have a good reputation. When I say reputation, it means you keep shooting. Shoot every now and then. Some people are calling me in the industry. But in Twana, we were watching you. Because I'm complainer. I worked and I'm shooting and I'm promoting his in. So they like I don't think we're watching you. Guys, big guys from the industry. And you're gonna have your break. Don't worry. Because we see the dedication that you do. So don't do it because of